What? Okay.
Scratch that.
You went like this. You went.
You were frozen. Welcome, guys, to another wild episode of Rotten in the Freeman Show. Mr. Rotten, man, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing so good. I know this is going to be an epic week. It's a short week for me. It's a regular size week, full size week, but I'm leaving Saturday for Pagosa Springs, Colorado, my friend.
Dude, I love traveling, man. I've never been to Colorado, man. I hear there's a lot of freedom herbal type things there in California. But
Yeah.
that's over half the country now.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin just turned that way too. So you call a doctor, you tell him what your ailment is. He's like, all right, here's your card. And then that's basically it. But it's really for what you got to say. Here's a key word, everybody. Tell them you have neuropathy. And then you're in like Flynn, because it's kind of like you can't prove you have it. You can't prove you don't have it. So it's your free pass.
What is neuropathy? What is that? I where's it?
A lot of people got neuropathy after COVID. And so your hands and your feet will fall asleep, anytime. And it's hard to like move around. My wife got it really bad after COVID. So it was hard for her to get up and down the stairs or pour coffee and, slap me around a little bit, but she's doing better now. Dude, obviously, look at this huge hand mark.
Yeah. Dude, I thought it was a wrestling move, to be honest with you. But I want to talk to you about, dude, Tom Cruise is the king of kings when it comes to movies. It's nothing but blockbusters. No matter what Tom Cruise does is the man. But Christopher Nolan had his hand raised this week, and Tom Cruise is absolutely upset that they are pulling the new Mission Impossible from IMAX theaters because Christopher Nolan's new film Oppenheimer was 100% filmed in IMAX, and they're going to fill the IMAX theaters up with Oppenheimer, which has the same release date, and Tom Cruise is furious about it. He says he's done great things for Paramount Pictures, and he's really bummed about this, dude. So you got Christopher Nolan with the Batman and all the movies that Christopher Nolan's made. Oppenheimer's supposed to be good. It's about the atomic bomb. I cannot wait to see it. But Tom Cruise, man, has no pull on this and is absolutely upset. So should Tom Cruise, I don't understand why they're even releasing them on the same date. It seems kind of silly to me. But Tom Cruise does a lot for the movie industry. So does Christopher Nolan. But it's Tom Cruise, man. Should he get in some of those?
The free pass? I don't know, man. Here's a little twist on a little conspiracy on it for you. What if they know exactly what they're doing, and it's a bigger story that Tom Cruise and Christopher Nolan are going to go toe to toe on this, and that's what gives media stuff to publish, because it's actually going to employ 20,000 people to talk about this story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like maybe they know exactly what they're doing, or it's not like they're going to separate Christopher Nolan movies for drive-in, and Tom Cruise gets the IMAX or vice versa or something. Maybe they know what they're doing. But what would you rather see? Would you rather see Oppenheimer?
I've seen some of the Mission Impossible films. I like the one where they were on the big building, the Burj Khalifa, whatever the name of that building is. Yeah. But I can't say that. I've even seen all of the Mission Impossibles. I know that it has a huge fan base. I think this is the 7th one in the series. But I don't know. I'm a Tom Cruise fan. But I'm really excited about this Christopher Nolan film.
He's got that $1 million smile, man. His profile is just spot on. I'll say that. But the biggest thing about this Tom Cruise movie is the stunt that he did that I think they've over publicized, because now it's not going to be that exciting in the movie. They took months and months, maybe a couple of years to figure this out. They built a gigantic ramp off the side of a mountain. I think it's Switzerland or wherever it's at. And then he jumps a motorcycle off this ramp and then bails and parachutes down. You seen that?
Yeah, I have actually seen that. And there's tons of stunts that he does in the movies like that. But the big one is always spoiled, like whenever he was tied to the side of a plane or when he was running around on the building in Dubai. But for me, the craziest one was the building in Dubai, watching the behind the scenes of him just twirling around, and he was 70. I'm not scared of heights. We've been hang gliding before, right? A mile up in the clouds. But being on top of buildings does something for me. And I've talked about this before with you. We stayed at the Stratosphere Tower in Las Vegas, and I rode the ride on the top I never could ride the roller coaster that goes around the edge, but I went to pee in the top of a skyscraper, and the water was swishing and swaying, dude. And
Okay.
it took my breath. I had to go down. I had to walk out. I said, "Freeman, mommy, we got to get to the bottom, dude. This building is moving way more than I think." Even though I rode the ride, there's something about being on buildings. We went to Walker Soccer one time in Atlanta, Georgia, and we stayed in the Westin Peachtree. And I was like, man, I want to stay up high. So we were like on the 70th floor, and I had to close the curtains, dude, because I was scared. I was like, man, if the curtains are closed, I'm not this high.
I got married 15 stories or 16, 17 stories above Houston, Texas, inside the Alley Theater. And there's this really cool balcony, and it was outside, and there's a balcony went straight down. And it's not so much that I'm afraid of heights, dude. It's even looking over it is okay. But I have a fear of, wanting to jump off, not like I would actually do it, but it's like I want to see what it would be like to jump off, and so that's what my fear is, because I don't.
Yeah, there's that thing, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. I do that all the time on a cruise ship. We'll be on a cruise ship, man, and I'll be out on the balcony. I'm like, just what if I jump?
Yeah, you die. That's what happens.
So I'll shut the door and I'll lock it, man, because even though I'm so scared of heights,
right,
dude, I would skydive. I've been hang gliding.
Just south of your navel is where you feel it. Just like when you're going straight down on a roller coaster, you feel it right there. So if you were to put Christopher Nolan and Tom Cruise in a cage so they could battle out who gets IMAX weekend, who do you think would win?
Tom Cruise for sure.
Because that's what we should do.
But I'm excited about the Christopher Nolan movie film though. But Tom Cruise is the elite of the elite. I mean, you got Jack Nicholson and people like that. But Tom Cruise is like,
he's up there, dude. What they should do is the company should come together and work together for the people and give a 2-for pass. You pay one price of one movie and you get to see both of them. That's what they should do.
But the other night we went to see the Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
And we pay $18 a month, and it's unlimited movies. I can see 10 movies a day if I want. But whenever you do it, it tells you the price of the ticket. And when I looked it up, it was like $14 to get into Spider-Man to see it one time. And we pay $18 for unlimited movies. So for $4 more bucks of the regular price of a movie, we get unlimited movies, which we love going to the movies, man. So I can see Mario twice, or The Little Mermaid.
Don't you love it?
Was enough. Little Mermaid sucked.
Now, what if you had a big, giant home theater at home with all the sound and a huge, gigantic TV? Would you still rather do the movie theater, or would you prefer to watch it at home? In the nude.
We have like an 80-inch TV now, and some good sound. But something about the way that the recliners in the theater now, the air conditioning, the popcorn, the overall vibe of the movie is like mental medicine for me. It takes anxiety away.
Sure.
It takes all the problems of the world away while we're sitting in there as a family watching the movies. But I wanted to know your opinion on Tom Cruise versus Christopher Nolan, dude. I thought it was some big news that I heard today on morning radio, but I think
it is.
You know what? It should be 50-50, even though they spent all that money to film Oppenheimer in IMAX. But guys, be sure to subscribe, click that bell, do all the stuff that you're supposed to. Leave comments in the bottom. Let us know what you think. Should it be Christopher Nolan, half and half with Tom Cruise, or should Christopher Nolan, being that he has an IMAX film with 100% IMAX, be in all the IMAX theaters and just a little bit of Tom Cruise in there? Or should it be 50-50? But Ed, where can people find you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter at Eddie Rotten. You can also find me over on Twitter at Rotten Freeman Show. Huge deal for me. I'm super proud of this project. Find me on Facebook. Like Sean was saying, it's super important. I was asking our producer, which is my 14-year-old son. And he says, you got to ask people some Q&A stuff, because you got to involve some people. And he's right. I want people to go inside the comments of our YouTube channel, just like Sean just said, and leave us some questions. We want to answer them. And then we'll pick one or two or whatever, the topics are, and we'll air them here and talk to you face to face.
Yep. Until the next time you hear from us, this is Rotten and the Freeman Show. We're out.
Boom, boom, boom.